Hi everyone. Today we have a Bromeliad and I got this as a gift. To be honest, I don't know a whole lot about these guys. So as I said, I got this as a gift and I do know, water the cup and things like that. It had bloomed. I topped it just because it was ugly and dry. But I noticed that we have a pup right here and a pup over here growing. So, like I said, I don't know a ton about these guys, so we are going to go through this together. So what do you do when you have a pup that is like half the height of the mother plant? So we have to take a look here. Now this one is not covered by a leaf like this one other one is. When this guy gets a little taller, we'll actually have to remove that leaf. But this guy is at least half the height of the mother. And we are just gonna remove some of the soil here. Now I didn't do anything to this plant. I didn't change the soil. I didn't do anything because I just left it be. So from the reading I've done, we want to get down as far to the base as we can here. And it looks like this leaf can come off. This one's small and dry. But we want to get as far down. I don't want to horribly disrupt the roots, but we want to get a good look and see how this pup is looking. Now, I guess there was a leaf here at one time because you can see I'm just removing this outer leaf. So, all right, we're going on a Bromeliad pup adventure together. So I know that you don't want to affect mom too much because the mother plant can continue growing pups for several years after it blooms, meaning you can get more and more bromeliads to grow. Because as you guys probably have figured out at this point, since you're searching for a video on how to harvest your pups, you know that this plant will not bloom again. It won't grow any more leaves, nothing like that. It is essentially done. And it will just put out pups to continue its legacy into the world. So what we need to do now is I'm gently, it seems like this is potted in a lot of peat because it's very firm around the base of this. So what I'm essentially digging for is I'm trying to get to the very base of this because this guy is big enough that he could potentially have some roots. You can see I've loosened it a little bit. I'm trying to see what all we have around here without damaging roots. You can see some roots. I'm not sure which are mums and which are babies. So I'm trying to be careful because I would like if mom would grow, some more pups. And I also don't want to harm the other one that's growing. But this guy, from what I read, is once they're like half the height of the mother, you really need to move them because then you're decreasing your chances of mom growing any more pups, because they do drain energy from the mother plant as they grow attached. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I can't tell if this is attached to baby or mom. But essentially, you're going to see one of two scenarios. You're either going to find roots attached to the baby, or the baby pup may not have roots yet. And that's okay. It will establish roots with proper care. Let's see. You want to get as far to the base as you can, because you want to use a sharp object to cut the baby from the mother as close to mom as you can without hurting her. I actually don't think this baby, I'm not sure if it actually has any roots. Few, I'm trying to very, very, very gently disconnect them from mom. I think it might have a tiny one. Give a trim near the base here. Okay. So here we go. Baby pup has a few little roots. As you can tell, I tried to do it with minimal damage to mom. I'll take some of these lower outer leaves off. I might even go ahead and remove the outer leaf on this pup, just so I can keep a closer eye on it, because like I said, it doesn't have that much longer to go either. So I'm going to put some of this soil back in. We're going to let the mother plant keep growing. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of this. You want soil that retains some moisture, but not too much. So I'm going to mix some of this excess soil in. And I have some very fine bark that they also like. So I'm going to get this whole pot ready. Now the thing is, you don't want to bury him too deep. You think like, oh, well, I should bury him pretty deep because of his height. You want him to stand. But in reality, if he won't stand up by himself, you want to use a stake or something like that, because you don't want them too deep in the cup. You want the roots to start establishing, but you don't want them to rot. I think that's the important thing to remember here. You also want to start with a small pot. I think this is maybe 3.5 inches. And as you guys know, I really like my clear pots right now, so I put them in this so I can keep an eye. You do not want to have them in full sun. These guys need a little more moisture than mom, but less sun than mom. So keep them damp, but not wet, and in direct light until they mature. So there you go. Here is a harvested pup from a bromelhide that should continue on to bloom one day and then grow pups of its own.